Hi everybody, I'm Sherry with Mother-Daughter Stampin'. Today we're going to work on the technique, wax paper technique. Here is a card that I made with it, and you notice the background? This is used with wax paper technique. I'm going to show you how. We're not really going to do a whole lot with the card, although I will give you the dimensions and the supplies I used on our blog, motherdaughterstamping.com. So if you want to do the card, just go to our blog and it'll tell you what I used. What I'm going to do today is mostly just show you the technique. Now the first one I'm going to show you is this technique that we made with the card. And what you have to have, wax paper. You're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. Now on this one you can either use a glossy, which frankly shows it up better than the plain cardstock. However, you can do on a regular cardstock. And you're going to need some ink and some means to apply the ink on your card. You're also going to need an iron and some copy sheet paper. And well, let's get started with this one. First thing you do is you take just a regular piece of wax paper, just your household wax paper, and just crumble it up. And if you need some more, put some more in there. Just really crumble it up really good. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do, you're going to layer this. Now this is non-glossy, so this was glossy paper, so that you'll be able to see the difference of what we get. So you sandwich the wax paper between your 2 pieces of paper. You're going to make 2 backgrounds while you're doing the process. You might as well use both sides of the wax paper for 2 cards. You're going to take, you can either do this on your ironing board, or I'm making this do right now for the video. Just a regular copy paper. You're going to put your sandwich with a wax paper in between your 2 cardstocks, and another thing of wax paper on top. Take your iron and put it on a cotton setting, and no steam. You don't want any water on this. So what we have is we have a sandwich of your copy paper, you have your cardstock, your crumbled wax paper, more cardstock, and another piece of your copy paper. And all you're going to do is go over. Okay. We're done with the wax paper. Okay, just ink up your brayer and then just start putting it on. Kind of why the color, you might use more of a golden brown or some kind of a yellowish color to it. This particular color is Crumb Cake. There you go. Here is the card I made with it. This one was glossy, and this is your regular cardstock. So you can pick and choose which way you rather use. Now the other method is using embossing folders. Alright, let's try now with the embossing folder. This will give you more of a pattern. This one we're using the Argyle one. So all you're going to do is take your piece of wax paper, and it doesn't matter if it's going over your folder. You just want it to fill your whole folder. You're going to bring this through the Big Shot on tab 1. Okay, and again, it's embossed onto your wax paper. Now we're going to transfer this design from the wax paper to our cardstock. Okay, we're going to put the glossy on the bottom. Be sure the glossy part of your paper is facing the wax paper. Put that on. And put this on top. It's just going to give you two different background papers. And I've got my makeshift ironing board here of copy paper, your sandwich, and your other copy paper. Again, this is just to protect your iron. You take your iron on cotton and no steam, and you apply the heat, and all you're doing is transferring the wax to your cardstock. Alright, take this out. When we add the ink, that's when all the magic happens. But I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. It's a little bit darker, just for video purposes, to show up a little bit more. Again, I'm going to use a brayer, but you can use a sponge or a dauber to put the ink on, or even direct from your pad to the cardstock. Put that on your brayer and just put it on. Okay, now you're going to take a paper towel and you're going to wipe off all the excess ink. And there you have a very interesting background. I like it. I do think that this technique, especially using the embossing folders, works a lot better on glossy paper. However, I'm okay with the crumpled one for the animal one on either the plain or the glossy. I don't know, you try it, see what you think. Here I have a couple of examples that I did. This side is with your regular cardstock, and this side is with your glossy cardstock. Most of these are done with embossing folders, and of course this one, your animal print, is done by crumbling the wax paper. Work is just more subtle on the regular, but you have your glossy, and I think it really pops out. Really some interesting background paper. And if you notice, we have both the debossed and the embossed image, or your positive and negative, on all of these. So you have a different outcome. It's a little bit like watercoloring in that you never know exactly what you're going to get. You never get the same thing twice. But it's fun. It's just a cool background, I think. If you want to know how I made this card, just go to our blog, motherdaughterstamping.com. Thanks for coming by. I had fun today. I hope you join me again. Thanks. Bye.